Hello, Radiant Leo. If you're watching this video right now, pause, take a breath and listen closely. Because what's about to unfold tonight could shift the entire direction of your destiny. This isn't just an astrology forecast, this is a cosmic invitation from the universe itself. And I believe, with every part of my soul, that you were meant to hear this message, right here, right now. Have you felt something stirring inside lately? A sense that change is coming but you can't quite name it? That there's an invisible force nudging you towards something bigger, bolder, more aligned? If so, then this moment, this message is your sign. This is eternal mindfulness, a sacred space where ancient wisdom, astrology, tarot, numerology, and the law of attraction converge to guide you home back to your truth, your light, your power. And dear Leo, tonight is no ordinary night. According to the stars and divine timing, we've reached a gateway, a threshold between who you've been and who you're meant to become. You didn't click this video by accident. The truth is, you were led here. Something beyond logic, beyond sight, beyond words has aligned you with this reading. The stars are whispering, wake up. Pay attention. This is your moment. And I want to invite you not just to passively listen but to actively receive. Type in the comments right now, I am ready to receive my miracle. When you write it, you claim it. You signal to the universe that you are awake, aware, and aligned. Let me take a moment to express my deepest gratitude for your presence. Your time, your energy, your light, every like, every comment, every subscribe helps build the energy of this sacred community. You are not just a viewer, you are a soul family member of eternal mindfulness. And your support fuels this channel, making it possible to continue bringing transformative messages like this into the world. Now, I have to tell you, you'll want to stay with me all the way to the end of this video. Because what the universe is revealing today for Leo is nothing short of miraculous. A breakthrough is coming. And within the next few moments, you'll understand exactly why. So let me ask you, my fierce and loyal Leos, what called you here today? Was it a dream you had last night? A strange coincidence? A pull in your heart that you couldn't ignore? Whatever it was, trust it. Because it brought you here for a reason. And in the next part of this video, we'll decode the exact messages the universe is sending your way, messages that will help you clear the past, align with your future, and claim the abundance that has been waiting for you all along. Stay with me, Leo. The energy tonight is sacred and what's coming could change everything. As we enter this moment of reflection together, Leo, I want you to pause for just a breath and notice something quietly stirring within you. It's subtle, yet undeniably a sense of activation, like heat gathering in your chest, or a current of energy rising in your belly. What you're feeling is real. It's the reawakening of a force that's always been yours, your inner fire. And right now, the stars themselves are aligning to fan that flame into something unstoppable. According to the astrological energy of this moment, the Sun, your ruling planet, is forming a harmonious trine with Mars. This is not just a pleasant cosmic arrangement, it's a cosmic ignition. Mars is the planet of drive, willpower, and forward momentum. When it dances in sync with the Sun, especially under your sign, it doesn't whisper. It roars. The universe is not just encouraging you to act, it's practically pushing you to leap. This is a rare alignment that tells you, courage is no longer optional. It's time. Time to move. Time to claim. Time to shine. Not later. Now. This fire doesn't ask for permission, and it certainly doesn't wait for perfection. It asks only for your honesty or willingness to name the things you feared, and then, bravely, to face them. In the tarot, the Ace of Wands and the Sun have emerged to mirror this very journey. The Ace of Wands is the spark, the invitation to begin something bold with passion and creativity. It doesn't come with guarantees, only potential. And that's where your power lies. The Sun card, however, is a blessing. It confirms that what you begin now, with intention and heart, has the power to grow beautifully and joyfully. But activation isn't always comfortable. Awakening can feel like restlessness, like your body vibrating at a higher frequency, like an invisible hand nudging you out of your old skin. That discomfort isn't something to fix, it's something to witness. Just as a seed must break through the dark soil to reach the light, your soul must push through limiting beliefs to claim its space in the world. This is not a punishment. This is the necessary heat of transformation. There's a teaching passed down quietly through wisdom traditions that says, "What you burn with awareness no longer burns you." Tonight, I invite you into a gentle ritual that aligns both with astrology and with the deeper psychology of healing. Write down 3 fears, habits, memories, or limiting identities that have kept you small. Be honest. Not for drama, but for liberation. And then, using a red or orange candle colors that reflect Leo's fire and the sacral energy of creation, let those ridden fears go in flame. Let them become smoke, light, and release. The color orange is especially potent tonight. It is not only associated with vitality and warmth, but with sacred creative energy. When you wear it, meditate with it, or even visualize it pulsing through your solar plexus, you signal to the universe that you are ready to live out loud. You are ready to trust your instincts, to move boldly, and to allow joy, not fear, to lead the way. And maybe you've already felt the signs. Tingling in your limbs. A sudden urge to make a change. Unshakable restlessness. These aren't random sensations. They are signals. Your body knows before your mind catches up. This is your fire awakening, your spirit stretching out from the limits it no longer fits into. So if you feel it, say it aloud or comment it below. I feel my fire rising. Let that declaration mark your arrival. Not just in this video, but in this moment of your life. Because once the flame is lit, the path forward becomes clear. There's a quiet rhythm to the universe, and sometimes it pulses so clearly that even the most distracted heart can't ignore it. Lately, you may have noticed it in small, inexplicable ways: the repeated appearance of the number 1111 or perhaps 777 flashing across your phone screen, a receipt, or a license plate at just the right moment. These are not coincidences. They're not superstitions, either. They are numerical vibrations unseen, yet precise, aligning your consciousness with a deeper invitation. In numerology, 1111 is often called the gateway number. It opens the veil between intention and manifestation, between thought and reality. When it appears repeatedly, especially during times of inner shift, it signals that something you've long wished for is no longer just a possibility, it's moving toward you. And 777? That number hums with the energy of completion, divine alignment, and spiritual maturity. Together, these numbers say, You are on the path. Stay aware. Stay open. This isn't about waiting passively for life to reward you, it's about learning how to receive. So many of us dream with our minds, but we fear with our bodies. We crave change, yet we doubt its worthiness when it finally approaches. But this moment is not asking you to hustle. It's asking you to soften. To release control. To trust that what you've been envisioning has already started shaping itself around your energy, and now, your only job is to allow it to arrive. The Star card in Tarot reinforces this truth in the most beautiful way. The Star comes after the Tower, after destruction, after collapse, after that long night of the soul. It doesn't just bring hope, it embodies it. And more than hope, it brings clarity. Like the first breath after crying. Like the first calm after a storm. What dream have you put on a shelf? What vision did you once nurture that felt too far away to keep feeding? This card invites you to pick it back up, not with expectation, but with lightness. Because what once felt impossible may now be within reach, not because the world has changed but because you have. There's a quiet principle often shared in Eastern philosophies, that desire, when clung to, creates suffering, but when released, becomes fulfillment. Not because we stopped wanting but because we stopped resisting. This is the dance of the law of attraction. Visualizing, feeling, and then letting go, not from apathy, but from deep inner trust. That kind of surrender is not weak, it's a high-level mastery of energy. And Leo, you are more than capable of it. Tonight, as your heart is open and your inner fire still glowing from the awakening we just spoke of, I encourage you to practice one gentle but powerful ritual. Take a piece of paper. Write these 3 sentences by hand, slowly and with breath. I am worthy of a miracle. I am protected. I am in divine timing. Place the paper somewhere classy on your nightstand, under your pillow, or on your altar if you have one. The act of writing affirms your readiness. The act of keeping it near makes space in your unconscious for it to land. This isn't a spell. It's a message to yourself. A declaration that you are no longer waiting, you are welcoming. And if, by any chance, you've been seeing 1111 or 777, say something. Write it in the comments below. Not just from a but to anchor that moment in your consciousness. Share it, because shared awareness strengthens the signal. And who knows, your message might be the exact sign someone else needed to recognize their own. Dreams don't knock with fists. They whisper through numbers, through images, through unexpected reminders. And right now, one of yours is at the door. Will you open it? Sometimes the most powerful beginnings are disguised as endings. And while that might sound poetic, the truth of it can be deeply uncomfortable when we're in the thick of release. If you've recently experienced someone walking away, perhaps a relationship ending, a sudden silence from someone you trusted, or even a shift in your own feelings, it's okay to feel the ache. But what I invite you to see now is this: what leaves you is not always a loss. Often, it's a clearing. A space being made for something better, aligned with the person you're becoming, not the person you used to be. In tarot, the appearance of the Death card followed by the Fool is a profound energetic sequence. Death is not about physical endings, it represents a surrender to natural transformation. It's the decay of what no longer serves you, and it asks for acceptance, not resistance. The Fool then enters as a symbol of unburdened hope, reminding you that every ending is a seed for a new adventure. These cards are not meant to frighten you. They are sacred guides encouraging you to release with grace and step forward with curiosity, even if you're not sure where the road will lead. This space between letting go and beginning again is sacred. It is the stillness after the storm, where clarity often arrives quietly. In cosmic terms, energy is never truly destroyed, it only shifts form. So when an old connection dissolves, whether through conflict, distance, or quiet unraveling, it creates an energetic vacuum. And the universe, ever responsive, cannot help but fill that vacuum with something new. But for that to happen, you must consciously release the hold of the past. There's a principle in ancient wisdom that says, if your hands are full, you cannot receive. And so, the work now is not in finding what's next, but in emptying gently, honestly, and completely. Tonight, I invite you into a healing ritual of release. Take a piece of paper and write a letter not to the person who left, but to the version of yourself who held on to them. Speak to the part of you who stayed too long, who gave too much, or who silenced your truth for the sake of connection. Thank that version of you. Acknowledge them. And then, with kindness, say goodbye. Burning that letter isn't about drama or revenge. It's about energy. Fire is one of nature's most powerful purifiers. In releasing this letter through flame, you allow your subconscious to loosen its grip on an outdated narrative. You signal to the universe that you are no longer tied to that old story and that you are open to receiving the new one that's waiting to be written. If you've been feeling strangely lighter lately, even in the midst of confusion, that's not a contradiction. That's healing. That's you recalibrating. When someone leaves, they also take their patterns, their energy, their influence. And that means you finally have space to hear your own voice again. So ask yourself gently, what is trying to emerge now that this space has opened? What kind of love, opportunity, or expression might be finding its way to you, now that you're no longer pouring your energy into someone who couldn't meet you where you are? And if this resonates, if someone has just exited your life, or if you feel a chapter quietly closing, share it below. Say, I am being cleared to welcome what is next. Let those words become your bridge. Not because the past was wrong, but because your present is finally ready for something that fits your light. Trust the release. It's not rejection. It's redirection. When something new is approaching, a shift, an opportunity, even a breakthrough, it doesn't just happen in the outer world. The preparation starts inside. And often, before we're able to receive a new experience, we are gently called to cleanse the spaces where old energy still lingers. This includes our thoughts, our emotional bodies, and just as importantly, our physical form. Because our body, in its quiet wisdom, remembers everything. It stores tension, emotional residue, and even the echoes of unspoken worries. If we don't make room, what's meant for us may pass by, unable to land. Tonight's astrological alignment brings Mercury into a tense square with Neptune, a combination that tends to blur boundaries between truth and illusion. It can stir mental fog, anxious thoughts, or subtle confusion. But there's a deeper lesson embedded here. The mind becomes unclear when the body is overwhelmed. The solution is not to think harder, it's to slow down and return to simplicity. You don't need to force clarity. You need to create the conditions where clarity can naturally arise. This is why physical detoxification, especially in gentle forms, becomes so important. A simple act like soaking your feet in warm water with a handful of herbal salt can seem small, but energetically, it's profound. Salt is a natural conductor, an ancient purifier. It has long been used in rituals not for its magic, but for its grounded property as it draws out heaviness, restores flow, and rebalances the nervous system. As your body relaxes, your mind follows. And in that stillness, you begin to hear again. Not the noise of the outside world but your own inner knowing, which is always quiet and steady. Add to that a light meal, something your body can digest easily, and ample hydration. These aren't just health tips. They are rituals of respect toward the vessel that carries your soul. Nourishing your body with intention is an act of devotion. It says, I am preparing myself to hold something sacred. Movement helps too, but in this moment, let it be gentle. Slow stretching, a 5-minute breathing practice, or simply lying on the floor and letting your spine lengthen. This kind of embodied awareness doesn't just calm the system, it brings you back into yourself. The practice isn't to escape your emotions. It's to allow them space to move and clear, without judgment or rush. The color silver white is especially aligned with this energy. It represents not just cleansing, but transformation, the kind that happens quietly, like the moon's shifting phase. You might wear it, visualize it flowing through your body like soft moonlight, or place something of that color nearby as a reminder, you are in the process of renewal. And you don't have to rush it. There's a teaching that says transformation doesn't always look like fire. Sometimes it looks like water, steady, fluid, washing away what is no longer needed with grace. Tonight is an invitation to choose that path. Instead of pushing forward, sink inward. Instead of adding more, release a little. Let your breath be your guide. Let your body's wisdom show you where the heaviness lies, and gently, patiently, begin to let it go. If you've ever felt the need to cleanse not just physically, but emotionally, energetically, now is the time to honor that call. And if you're feeling it already, you're not alone. Comment below, I am healing and transforming, and let that declaration mark the beginning of your own purification. Sometimes the most radical progress doesn't come from doing more, it comes from doing less, with presence, and allowing the light to return on its own. Sometimes, the most significant turning points arrive not with noise, but in silent, subtle nudges that whisper instead of shout. And often, they happen when the world around you is still. Late at night, when distractions fade and your inner voice begins to rise again, you may feel something shift. A thought. A sensation. A knowing. That's not imagination. That's alignment. And tonight, everything in your energy field is pointing to a moment of reckoning, not in a fearful sense, but in a deeply empowering one. It's the moment when you begin to truly hear the calling of your destiny. The appearance of judgment and the wheel of fortune in your tarot spread speaks volumes. These cards, together, don't just hint at change, they confirm it. Judgment represents the inner voice becoming too loud to ignore. It's the call to step out of old roles, old stories, and rise into the version of yourself that's been waiting in the wings. It's about accountability, not to others, but to your own potential. The Wheel of Fortune reminds us that life moves in cycles, and that a shift in direction is not only possible, but inevitable. And when these two energies collide, something rare happens. A window opens. One you can't force open, but one you can choose to walk through if you're awake enough to recognize it. Numerology offers a mirror to this moment through the number 20, a symbol of awakening. Not just waking up in the physical sense, but recognizing that you've outgrown the limits of your past identity. It's like stepping out of clothing that no longer fits, or realizing that the version of you who made certain decisions in the past no longer aligns with who you are becoming. This number carries the vibration of emergence of soul-level readiness. You're no longer meant to stay in the same cycle, and the universe is quietly inviting you to evolve. In practical terms, this energy may reveal itself through what seems like a small momentum message from someone you didn't expect, a sudden opportunity, a moment of deep clarity. You might receive an email or a phone call that seems ordinary but carries within it the seed of transformation. This is why presence is everything right now. Check your messages. Pay attention to your surroundings. But most importantly, check in with your intuition. Your inner wisdom often speaks in feelings, not words. A strong pull towards something? A strange excitement that doesn't make sense? Don't dismiss it. You're being guided. The law of attraction teaches us that we don't just attract what we want, we attract what we're ready for. Readiness isn't about perfection. It's about openness, trust, willingness. That's why tonight, before you sleep, speak these words aloud, not to manifest from lack, but to claim from trust. I accept my destiny. Not, I hope, not, I wish, but, I accept. That simple statement turns resistance into readiness. It tells life, I'm no longer afraid of becoming more. The color deep violet is resonating strongly now. It's the color of cosmic direction, of inner clarity, of spiritual maturity. Surround yourself with it. Wear it. Visualize it flowing around your body like a quiet storm, anchoring you in the unknown, while guiding you through it. So let me ask you, are you ready to receive something beyond what you can predict? Are you ready to stop shrinking around your own power? If this message reaches you at the right time, comment below, I am ready to step into my destiny. Because when you say it, you move differently. You think differently. You begin to vibrate on the frequency of your next level. And that's when life responds, not with force, but with invitation. Quiet. Precise. Undeniable. If you're still here with me, Leo, it means your spirit has been listening, truly listening to something far deeper than words. Tonight is not just another night. It holds a quiet power, a subtle shift, a sacred doorway that many may overlook, but not you. You felt it. Whether in a shiver along your spine, a sudden wave of emotion, or a gentle pull in your chest, something has been calling your name from beyond the surface of daily life. And this video didn't find you by coincidence. You were drawn here, at this exact moment, because your energy is ready. Ready to evolve. Ready to remember. Ready to rise. The signs have been unfolding all along. The numbers, the dreams, the inner whispers, the sense that life is asking you to take yourself more seriously, not in a heavy way, but in a true way. And what if all of it, letting go, the confusion, the unexpected endings, has actually been preparing you? Not punishing you. Preparing you. Every challenge was a clearing. Every delay, a redirection. Every emotional wave, a nudge toward greater alignment. And now, all that remains is one sacred question. Will you step forward? Because you are not stuck. You are in the middle of becoming. Change isn't something to fear, it's the sacred language of progress. The universe does not withhold from you. It reflects you. And when you align your intention with your action, when you stop waiting for permission and begin to honor your own timing, everything shifts. The doors you thought were closed begin to creak open. The people meant for your next chapter begin to appear. And more importantly, you begin to feel like yourself again, not the version shaped by fear, but the version shaped by purpose. So I invite you to take what you've received in this space and apply it. Don't just watch and walk away. Take one idea, one ritual, one affirmation from tonight, and make it real. Write it down. Whisper it before sleep. Set your alarm 5 minutes earlier and begin the day with intention instead of reaction. You don't need to do it perfectly. You just need to do it honestly. That's where the power is. And if something in your heart stirred tonight, if even just one sentence felt like it was meant only for you, leave a comment below. I step into my destiny with an open heart. That simple act of declaration begins the energetic shift. You're not just a viewer, you're a part of a collective rising. And here, on this channel, in this growing family we call eternal mindfulness, your light is not just welcome, it's needed. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for sharing this moment with me. Your presence, your energy, your willingness to listen, it fuels this space and helps it grow. Every like, every comment, every share ripples out further than you can imagine. You are not alone in your journey. And I promise you what's coming next is even more beautiful than you've dared to dream. So stay close. Stay present. And stay open. Because the next video may be the message your soul has been waiting for. I'll see you there.